If you followed my channel for a while, or I suppose any other watch channel that covers all kinds of watches, including the very affordable kind, you are likely to have come across Baltany. They are quite simply the best made and most value for money out of China, and in particular since you won't have an eyesore logo. And the homages they produce are usually models that are out of production, so you can feel good about buying one too. The Baltany S4092 is a vintage-inspired dress watch that pays homage to the mid-20th century timepieces, particularly those featuring the iconic crosshair dial design popularized in the 1950s. While it doesn't replicate a specific model, its design elements are reminiscent of classic watches from that era, such as the Omega reference 2747-1 and the Longines automatic YGF. I've seen a few of these around as heirlooms and they are quite incredible, but at $149 with a slightly more modern size of 38.5mm diameter and of course a sapphire crystal and water resistance, this is another rather compelling offer from Baltany. You can get it in the golden color that those aforementioned two models would likely sport, but I asked to film this silver one, which is really more my cup of tea. And if you want to see a complete rundown, including extreme macro and some strap options, then stick around and we'll do just that. As mentioned, for a vintage redesign, the sizing is really very good here. I measure it at 38.2mm diameter roughly and 46.7mm lug to lug. We get a 20mm lug width and it's only 10.7mm thick. Weight is 64 grams, including the strap, and we get a rather useful water resistance of 50 meters. This silver dial with its stick markers is really quite beautiful and has a real vintage find-in antique store vibe, other than being so unblemished of course. We have two crosshairs on this dial for the small seconds and overall dial, and particularly the small seconds at just above the 6 is hard to stop looking at, I think. It is gorgeous and also incredible quality at this money, and even 10 times this money to be honest. An interesting conflict is the T in the logo at just under the 12, which you could have aligned I guess with the crosshair, but best not to. It was the right decision I think. Their polished hands with their leafy tips are just beautiful too, and even when overlapping, I've had no issues telling the time when wearing this. The difference in design and length works well here. The stick indices are also incredibly sharp and unblemished and put some of my recent fancy watch reviews to shame in all honesty. There is no loom here to trouble the clean design, so that's a tad easier of course. The print and dial design here is clearly excellent and I hope my footage supports that. But what do you think? Let me know in the comments. Baltany is for the first time, to my knowledge at least, offering surface hardening to roughly double the resistance to scratches. And with the polished models such as this one, it sure is worth pointing out. The fixed polished bezel holds this sapphire crystal in place and AR coating is also present and is very effective. The case is all polished with various stages and both hard and soft transitions. Era-specific dogleg lugs that look brilliant both from above and from the side. This all works to create a beautiful case. You can get this watch with both a manual and automatic movement, and my only real criticism of the watch is this almost bolt-shaped crown that once again fits a case and design like this, is small and annoying to wind, so I would go automatic. At least it's a low resistance movement, so you can just wind it with the friction of your finger rather than gripping it. The crown is signed with a cursive B, which is a lovely touch, although I find it a little hard to reconcile the cursive B with their plain text logo, and I don't think they've quite worked out that perfect approach as a brand just yet. Flipping the watch over, we get something new from Baltany other than the usual plain caseback. Some specs printed, and even a central logo as opposed to the usual blank canvas. Behind here hides the ST1701 automatic movement from Seagull, which is tried and tested, and in the unlikely event you have something go wrong, the Baltany team is quick on the emails and will no doubt help you. And you do get a 2-year warranty with your new watch. If you go manual movement, it'll be the ST1700, which you sadly won't get to see. It's a pretty cool looking movement. Again, somehow Baltany supplies you with excellent leather straps for the money, and probably the best I've seen so far in this comfortable and padded strap with a sign buckle. It should age beautifully, but you can also specify a darker brown if you wish. I think black would look pretty good also, so let me show you a couple of options since the quick release spring bars here makes it super easy to do so. You may disagree with me of course, but I love being able to order lovely homages built to modern standards that are of excellent value for money. This particular model is $149 US. I know I go on about this, but an inoffensive logo that is classy and plain is a real bonus since a lot of AliExpress brand logos are hot garbage. What you can also do if you wish is customize these watches with your own dial logo and even back engraving. That could be a very good option for graduations, gifts for people that perhaps don't wear watches but would like one and is new to automatic watches perhaps. What this could also do, which is what happened to me, is pique your interest in the actual real thing, whether that's a vintage model you're brave enough to pick up or saving for a big brand re-edition. But even if that doesn't happen, I think you'll be surprised in how often you'll choose to wear your new Baltany watch. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you next time.